Unfortunately, these stories comes in bits and pieces from when I got really high and the world started crashing down around me. But there was this one time when I was with Vishal, we call him V, and we were going to a party, and this was like mid crisis. We're gonna call this a crisis, bro. But mid high, mid come down. Let's call it a come down. Let's keep it positive. You know what I mean? Like we're calling it crisis and mental instability and stuff like that. And that sounds real negative. Like let's let's use more imaginative words. You know what I mean? Like words that you're like, that's funny. You know what I mean? Like, so I was mid come down and we were going to a party, and I go into this party and I'm just like, yo, what's up? Like it was like the weekend theater. Like, like I'm on a come down. I can't feel my freaking face. Like I'm just walking up in here and I'm at this party like I shouldn't be here because I'm on this huge come down. This come down lasted for like I would say like let's say 3 weeks. Like the come down was really long and hard. And I was at this party and all of a sudden I start seeing symbols on top of the ceiling. Like I'm looking around and it's a it's a Phi Delta. You know what they call those people at colleges? I forgot what they're called, but it was at a Phi Delta house or something like that. And I saw these signs, and I'm like, "Yo, this is scripture, bro. This is like real shit." And I'm walking through, and then all of a sudden, I start smelling differently. Like I start to smell like a person that's just made a deal with the devil type shit. So I'm like, I'm smelling these people and I'm just going around like sniffing. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I can smell you. You smell like death. And I don't know if it was just because the dude was sweating, but it seemed like I was transferred into this other world. And I was just like baffled by like the different things that I was seeing. And I can't remember for the life of me. I'm saying Phi Delta type house. This was in a college campus. So it was at Rutgers University, New Brunswick. And that's all that I remember. We were at this party for a very long time and I was just walking around, and that was one time that I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this is why I don't like parties. This is why I don't like gatherings. Like these are the big reasons why, because I find it as such a waste of time. I find one-on-one interactions way more interesting and thought-provoking than going to a party and trying to live it up essentially. Like there's loud music, and the girl that comes up to you, you think that she wants you, but she doesn't really want you. She's just trying to have a conversation, and you're thinking other things. You're just like, she's really into me and I think that she wants to kiss me or something like that, or she wants to go to my apartment at the end of the night. And it doesn't turn out like that. For some people, it turns out like that. That's why there's party people and there's introverts. And I'm definitely an introvert. I talked about this yesterday and I didn't make any sense. But that's essentially why I don't like parties. Like, I think that you can get a lot more done if you're by yourself or in a more comfortable setting. Because, like, why do I do OnlyFans and why do I think that becoming famous is like the best route for me? It's because there's like more truth behind it. Like, if I meet a person that's like, oh, you're famous, I know who you are, and I could be like, so you know some of my videos, you've at least got some type of summarization of how I think. And they would be like, yeah, I kind of get it. Like, you're an introvert, you don't really like interviews, you you stick to yourself, but you're very open at the same time. And if I wanted to reach you, this is the best way to reach you. Like, that's what I want from fame. I want to use it as a tool. Like, a lot of people get famous and they're like, I hate this. And I'm just like, I'm already there. Because when I got, when I went into psychosis, I became famous. So I was just already up there. So I'm already up there. I'm already 5 steps ahead. Now I have to, turn back around and go down 5 steps to be back at your levels, to be back at this paranoid state of like, I don't want to be famous. I don't want people seeing me. I want to be in my house. I want my privacy. I don't want to tell anybody anything. I want to be this solitary person for the rest of my life. And I'm just like, I don't want to be that. I do not want to. I hate the secrets. I hate staying in one place at one time. I hate working. I hate a lot of things now, and I know that about myself after going those 5 steps ahead and now turning back and being like, okay, this is what I have to do to get to step 5. It's really interesting. I don't know. Follow my story, I guess. Like, you see what I mean by like, my stories make absolutely no sense. I wasn't even planning on talking about that, but that was more natural. Like, I'm trying to get kind of like a skit in my head and then talk about it, but that doesn't work. As you can see, it didn't really work. I tried to explain like this one party that I went to. Let's see if I could explain it a little bit better. It was me and V was like, let's go out, let's go out. And I was just like, I really don't want to go out, dude. And he's like, no, let's go out. And at this point in time, I started feeling like I had to do stuff. Like, you ever notice peer pressure? Think about peer pressure and then think about how real it is, how intense it is. Like, for someone to be like, come on, let's go do this. And you're just like, no, I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. But then you do it anyway because you feel like if you don't do it, you lose out on something, or you feel like they won't be your friend or something like that. That's exactly how I was feeling. I felt like, but it was more, it was different. It was different. It wasn't like I'm going to lose this friend. It was more like, if I don't do this, I'm scared that I won't do anything ever again. So I felt kind of forced. So I was like, all right, let's just go to this party. I don't really feel like it. I'm getting a little better now from before, but now it's a little bit confusing because it's like, if someone asks you to do a job, for example, you have to do that job. And whatever they ask you to do of that job, you have to do it in order to get money. So I'm the type of person that says yes to any type of job out there. Like, I remember even going all the way to New York, and they were like, the only job that we have for you is a towel handler. And a towel handler is somebody that stands in the bathroom and hands people towels after they're done washing their hands at a club. And I was just like, okay, let's do it. But then something like this force happened where it's just like, I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't make it there. But if this job was 5 minutes away from my house, I would be doing it right now. Just like that restaurant job that I was doing. I hated that job. Absolutely hated it. But I did it because I felt like I needed money. So that's where I was at. I was just like, all right, fine, let's go. Let's go to this party. I go to the party and I'm on the biggest come down of my life. And this come down is not stopping. Like, I'm just still going down. I haven't had weed. I haven't had proper weed for a little bit. My boy Dan, he said he wasn't selling to me anymore. And I was just like, all right, fine. If you're not going to sell to me, then there's nothing I can really do because I haven't made connections like that. Like, I've been just selling from one person. Like, I've only used you as my connect. And if you're not my connect, then I don't have any other connects. So I haven't been properly high for a while. And when you're on a come down usually happens because you have literally gotten so high, so freaking high, that you need to maintain that high, or you feel like you need to maintain that high, but you can't, clearly, because you're going to need money. You're going to need to go to work. And when you're that high, when I was that high, for example, I didn't feel like working at all. Like, I felt like I just wanted to keep going. But I knew that I had to work, but I couldn't work. That was the thing. That was the real big thing. You know what I mean? I kind of explained that a little wobbly there. Like, I wanted to work, but I couldn't work. And I needed a job to keep myself afloat because Dan couldn't keep doing it. Like, he couldn't keep paying for my rent and stuff like that. So I walk into this party, back to the party, and I'm just starting to see things. I'm starting to, basically, I think it was hallucinations. If we come down to it, it was kind of like small hallucinations. Like, you kind of force it, like when you see hallucinations, when people talk about schizophrenia and they're like, do you see stuff, do you hear stuff, you kind of do hear stuff. It isn't true, but you get this feeling inside you where you're just like, I feel like it's true, I know that it's not true, let me go figure it out. That's kind of how schizophrenia is like. That's why I remember working with Mr. Petrillo, and he's like, why do you get up and do the job right away? It's just like, because I feel like I have to. You know what I mean? Like, when I hear stuff and I'm just like, oh crap, are they talking about me? Oh my God, are they going to take me to the hospital? I have to get up and investigate to find out what the hell what you're talking about. You know what I mean? So, like, I would go in the party and I would start to see stuff, and I would start to like think like, oh my God, this is devil's writing. Oh my God, I see the devil's writing. Holy shit, bro. Like, I'm really in hell. Like, that's what I was thinking where I was at, because I was hearing voices and I was kind of seeing things, and I'm in this frat house. That's what it was. Oh my gosh. I was in this frat house and shit looked weird. Shit looked out of whack. Don't ever get high on a college campus, because the shit that you see, there is so much going on. There is so much going on. And that's the number one place to get high. You know what I mean? Like, it's so unfortunate. Like, I would say don't do it, but I did it, and it was the most crazy, amazing experience ever. But it felt like hell. There was so many people, and you had to interact with so many people. And I think that was the only reason why I'm able to interact a little normally right now, because I've been around a bunch of people and I know when I need to act out and when I need to act normal. So, like, when I act out, like, this is me kind of acting out. Like, I need to be able to talk to get my ideas out. I want to be able to hear myself talk. And I can do that in front of a camera, but I can't do that in front of people. You know what I mean? Like, this is me having a conversation that is getting through the fourth wall. You know what I mean? Like, I'm touching the fourth wall right now. Like, I'm able to talk to you, and it sounds weird. I don't know how to explain it. It sounds a little bit like I am engaging in that fourth wall, and that's where I'm at. I'm in the fourth dimension, basically, and I need to talk to myself. So I'm talking to myself in the fourth dimension. But when I'm talking to a person, I'm talking to them in 3D form. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking to them way differently. Like, this would never come out of my mouth when I'm talking to a person, because it will come out as a jumbled mess. But with the camera, it comes out a little bit easier. This is why I record myself. But yeah, that's basically how the party went. And then I started smelling stuff. And, you know, it felt like I was in hell, literally in hell. Like Constantine, you're fucked, you're in hell. There is nothing you can do about it. And that's I don't know how to explain it, bro. I don't know how to explain it. Like, that was the best way I can explain. That was just one instance. That was one time frame that happened in a series of time frames, in a series of events that was happening. And I'm starting to forget them. You know what I mean? I have real bad memory. I kind of remember a lot from this point in time, but I still don't talk about a lot of it, even though I should, which I'm going to start talking about it. I'm definitely going to start talking about it because I feel much better now. And I can still get in contact with Dan. And Dan was like a big part of what happened. But yeah, I know this was a jumbled mess. This is typically how I talk, but I can convey myself much better. I'm going to work on it though. There's a secret to it. There's a secret to how I'm able to talk a little bit better and keep my ideas a little bit more enclosed, and I can follow along with myself. But most of the time, I just keep it loose. I just let myself just talk. You know what I mean? That's how you do it. You're wondering, like, how do you talk to yourself? Keep it loose. Keep it loose. Stop trying to force yourself onto one thought path and let your thought paths break up. So let them break up. Let them do what they want. You'll start talking to yourself. And that's when you can start making videos. And it doesn't even have to be as difficult as this. Like, you can literally I could literally make a video of me, like, just sitting here at my computer, just working on something. But, like, why do you need headphones? You're wondering about that stuff? Like, why do I need headphones? What's the point of investing in headphones? So that you can listen to music while you do this stuff. And if you start talking to yourself throughout the video, that's great. You know, you start pointing out stuff, you're like, yo, the weekend made a hot mix this time. Like, yeah. Like, you just let it flow. Don't think too much about it. Just record. Record anything. Even I'm a little confused about it. I'm like, I'm not even sure what I should be recording. Make sure that it's not like copyrighted and stuff like that. Try to keep it as straightforward as possible. You know, try not to get banned or anything like that. I have to go back and edit a video because I kind of messed up on it. But yeah, this video is going to end abruptly because I'm not sure what the hell to say anymore.